Altaïr Ibn-La'Ahad. Altair appears in Assassin's Creed, set during the Third Crusade in the Holy Land. He begins as a highly skilled but overconfident assassin who breaks the rules of the creed and pays the price for it. Stripped of his rank, he is forced to rebuild himself from the ground up. Over time, he becomes more thoughtful and disciplined, eventually rising to mentor of the Brotherhood. What makes Altair stand out is how much he changes. He rewrites the rules, improves assassin techniques, and records his knowledge in the Codex. An interesting detail is that he spends years studying ancient artifacts and ultimately hides one away, choosing knowledge over power. Ezio Auditore da Firenze. Ezio is the central character of Assassin's Creed II, Brotherhood, and Revelations, with his story unfolding across Renaissance Italy and later Constantinople. He begins as a carefree nobleman until his family is betrayed and executed. This pushes him into the assassin world, where he slowly learns the truth behind the conflict. Over decades, Ezio grows into a leader who rebuilds the Brotherhood and unites its members. His journey feels complete because it shows his entire life, from youth to old age. A notable fact is that Ezio eventually walks away from the fight, choosing peace after a lifetime of conflict. Connor Kenway. Connor appears in Assassin's Creed III, set during the American Revolution. Born to a Native American mother and a British father, he grows up caught between two worlds. His main goal is to protect his people and their land, even as war spreads around him. Connor's personality is quiet and serious, reflecting his strong sense of duty. He works alongside historical figures, but never fully trusts them, always focused on his own mission. An interesting detail is that his real name, Ratenhake Tun, is rarely used outside his community, showing how he adapts to different cultures. Edward Kenway. Edward is the protagonist of Assassin's Creed IV, Black Flag, set in the Caribbean during the golden age of piracy. He starts off as a pirate chasing wealth and freedom, with little interest in the assassin cause. However, his experiences slowly change him as he loses friends and sees the consequences of his actions. Edward's story is about growth rather than loyalty from the start. He learns the value of purpose and responsibility over time. A key fact is that Edward becomes part of a larger assassin lineage, as he is the grandfather of Connor, linking different eras together. Arnaud Dorian. Arnaud appears in Assassin's Creed Unity, set during the French Revolution. He is raised by a Templar family after losing his father, which gives him a unique perspective on both sides of the conflict. After another personal tragedy, he joins the Assassins, seeking redemption rather than revenge. His journey takes place in a chaotic Paris, filled with shifting alliances and unrest. Arnaud often struggles with his emotions, especially when it comes to love and loyalty. An interesting detail is that his connection to both assassins and Templars makes his story more personal than political. Jacob Fry. Jacob is one of the main characters in Assassin's Creed Syndicate, set in Victorian London. He prefers action over planning and believes in taking control of the streets directly. To do this, he forms a gang called the Rooks and begins dismantling Templar influence district by district. Jacob's approach is bold but sometimes reckless, creating tension even within his own Brotherhood. What makes him different is his willingness to challenge tradition. A notable fact is that his methods reflect the fast-paced, industrial environment of London during that time. Evie Fry. Evie, Jacob's twin sister, also appears in Assassin's Creed Syndicate. She takes a more careful and thoughtful approach, focusing on stealth and knowledge. While Jacob builds power in the streets, Evie searches for ancient artifacts and protects important information. She believes the Brotherhood's true strength lies in understanding the past. Her calm and focused personality balances Jacob's impulsive nature. An interesting detail is that Evie's work often connects to deeper mysteries involving advanced ancient technology. Bayek of Siwa. Bayek is the main character of Assassin's Creed Origins, set in ancient Egypt. He serves as a Medjay, acting as a protector of the people. After a tragic loss, he begins a journey across Egypt, uncovering a hidden network of powerful figures controlling events. Alongside Aya, he forms the Hidden Ones, which later evolve into the Assassin Brotherhood. Bayek's story is emotional and grounded, focusing on justice rather than revenge. A key fact is that his actions directly create the foundation for everything the assassins become later. Aya of Alexandria. Aya appears in Assassin's Creed Origins and plays a crucial role in shaping the Hidden Ones. While Bayek focuses on protecting people directly, Aya works within political systems, influencing major events. Her reach extends into Rome, where she helps expand the Brotherhood's influence. Aya represents the strategic side of the assassins, where planning and connections are just as important as combat. An interesting detail is that she later becomes known as Amunet, a name that appears in earlier assassin lore. Cassandra. Cassandra is one of the protagonists of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, set in ancient Greece during the Peloponnesian War. She lives as a mercenary, taking on contracts and surviving through her own strength. Her story is closely tied to ancient artifacts and hidden knowledge connected to early assassin ideas. Unlike later assassins, she is not part of a formal brotherhood, but her actions still reflect similar values. A notable fact is that Cassandra is considered the official version of the character in the series timeline. Alexios. Alexios also appears in Assassin's Creed Odyssey as an alternative protagonist. He shares the same world, story elements, and background as Cassandra, but his path can change based on choices. His journey explores themes of identity and power in a world filled with war and myth. Alexios offers a different perspective on the same events, showing how outcomes can vary. An interesting detail is that he can take on very different roles depending on decisions, making his story more flexible. Xiao Jun. Xiao Jun appears in Assassin's Creed Chronicles, China, set during the Ming Dynasty. She is one of the few survivors of a destroyed assassin brotherhood in China. After training under Ezio, she returns to rebuild what was lost. Her story focuses on stealth, patience, and rebuilding from nothing. Xiao Jun represents the spread of assassin ideals beyond Europe. A notable fact is that her connection to Ezio makes her part of a wider global assassin network. Adewale. Adewale appears in Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag, and the Freedom Cry expansion. He was born into slavery, but later gained his freedom and joined the assassins. His mission is deeply tied to freeing others from oppression. Unlike many assassins, his fight is as much about social justice as it is about stopping the Templars. His past shapes his strong sense of purpose, showing his story independently. Shay Cormac. Shay is the main character of Assassin's Creed Rogue, set during the 7 Years' War. He begins as a loyal assassin, but becomes disillusioned after witnessing the consequences of certain missions. Believing the Brotherhood is causing harm, he turns against them and joins the Templars. Shay's story is unique because it shows the conflict from the other side. It highlights how both groups can make mistakes. A key fact is that Shay plays a role in events that connect directly to other assassin stories. Avellini de Grandpré. Avellini is the protagonist of Assassin's Creed 3, Liberation, set in New Orleans. She lives in a society divided by class and race, which shapes how she operates. She uses disguises to move between different social groups, gathering information and completing missions. Her story reflects the challenges of identity and perception. A notable fact is that her ability to switch personas directly affects gameplay and how people react to her. Lydia Fry. Lydia appears in Assassin's Creed Syndicate during its World War I segment. She represents a later generation of assassins, operating in a more modern setting. Her missions involve espionage and dealing with threats shaped by global conflict. Lydia shows how the Brotherhood adapts to new times while keeping its core purpose intact. An interesting detail is that her story connects the older assassin traditions with the realities of modern warfare.